and welcome to the build-up from RamsTV. This is the show that gives you everything you need to know before the big game kicks off. Derby County can effectively clinch their championship safety this afternoon. The Rams heading to Hull City for their final away trip of the season. Yet another relegation six-pointer. Just 2 points separate the Rams and the Tigers in the table, with Derby starting the day out of the bottom three on goal difference. Now, the exact stakes for this one will depend on what happens in the lunchtime game at Kenilworth Road between Luton Town and Coventry City. But regardless, a win for Hull would see them safe going into final day next weekend. They come into this one off the back of a victory on Easter Monday. Joe Geldars scored twice from the penalty spot to drag Preston back into trouble. And though Hull are yet to win back-to-back games under new boss Ruben Selles, who replaced Tim Bolter in December, he's certainly sorted out Hull's form at the MKM Stadium. They still have the worst home record in the Championship, but 3 of their 5 home wins have come in their past 5 matches there. John Eustace has sparked a similar turnaround in Derby's away form. After 1 win in 18 on the road to start the season, the Rams have now won 2 of their last 4 on their travels. That includes Monday's vital victory at West Brom. Things generally go well for the Rams when they score first. They've won 12 of 18 matches in which they've gone ahead this season, and they're unbeaten when doing so under the new head coach. We might not know till later whether a draw would be enough to suit either of these sides, but that's what we got when they last met at Pride Park. Exactly 6 months ago, DeJean Brown came off the bench to equalise for Derby, his first senior goal in a 1-1 draw. Well, let's take a look at exactly how the Championship table stands. The automatic race was settled last weekend. Leeds and Burnley are up, and they will fight it out for the title over the final 2 matches. Bristol City and Coventry could both confirm their playoff spots today. Middlesbrough, Millwall and Blackburn still just about in the running for those. It's complicated at the other end. The bottom 8 all still at risk of being relegated after Stoke's defeat to Sheffield United last night. Both Cardiff and Plymouth's fate could be sealed today. Now get ready for lots of twists and turns this afternoon. But Derby heading to Hull, hoping that a win will be enough. Craig Forsyth has been with the Rams through all the highs and lows and ups and downs of recent seasons. We're expecting him to make his 381st appearance for the Rams later today.
Looking forward to it. I think we've been on a decent little run recently, so we're going into the game full of confidence.
Mixed bag over Easter, to say the least. How satisfied were you with the win at West Brom, given what had happened against Luton on the Friday?
Yeah, we were all disappointed with the Luton result. I think we shot ourselves in the foot with the way that we started the game, but we said before the West Brom game the reaction was what we needed, and we got a reaction and a good performance.
Ebo Adams-Heather got you started. He was named Supporters Club Player of the Year last night. He's been wearing the armband for a little while now as well. We all have an impression of Ibu from the outside. What's the sort of view of him inside that dressing room?
It's probably very much the same. He's a very genuine, honest, lovely lad. Do you know what I mean? He gets on with it. Always got a smile on his face, willing to do anything, and willing to help anybody.
Let me ask you about another teammate, Jeff Hendrick, back in the building for a little while. How's it been having Jeff back around the place? Yeah,
it's been good. I think to have somebody of Jeff's experience and know how the club as well around at this time of the season, it's been brilliant for everybody really. And obviously it's been good to go over some stories that we've had together and have a laugh.
I was going to say, has there been much reminiscing between the two of you?
Yeah, there has between the two of us, and a couple of times the gaffer's been involved as well. But yeah, I mean, when we all played together, it was a great time here, and that's what we're trying to get back.
I wanted to ask about the head coach, because obviously you both played with John Eustace here, as you mentioned. You scored the first goal under him fittingly as well. Did it take long for you to get used to the new dynamic between the two of you?
It probably was a little bit strange to start with, as I said before, but yeah, I think I had a massive respect for him when I played with him. He was my captain at Watford when I first came down south, and he really looked after me. And then we both ended up playing here together and had two great years. So I have massive respect for him anyway, and he's one of the people that I kept in touch with since he left. To have him back, I don't think I would have imagined ever being managed by him. But yeah, delighted to still be here.
The change in performance and results is there to see. Can you tell us a bit about what he's done for the group?
I think he's put a massive emphasis on everybody being together and being really difficult to beat and play against. And I think the situation we're in, it's helped us real clarity in what we're doing and the way we're going about things, and I think you can see that on the pitch.
On you're up to 380 appearances for the club now, still 16th all time. Obviously, a couple of games only remain this season. Have you thought yet about what comes next, or are those conversations for a little later?
I would still like to keep playing as long as I possibly can. I've said this before, that I missed obviously a chunk of my time here through injury, so I want to keep playing as long as I can. But not really thought about it too much. There's little bits and pieces, but I want to fully concentrate on playing.
Looking at the season in particular, it's the most appearances you've made in a championship season for a decade. How pleased and proud are you with the amount of football you've played and the level that you managed to play to?
Yeah, it's probably surprised myself a little bit. I probably didn't expect to be involved as much, but pride myself on always being fit and ready and available, and at times I've been called upon in different positions, but as I've always said, I'm willing to do my best and help out any way I can, and I'll continue to do that.
You've been here for so many highs and lows. We've talked about them through the years. How big a game is the trip to Hull on Saturday?
It is massive game. We know what's at stake, but at the same time, we have to look after ourselves and make sure that we do our job and concentrate on the game and the game plan that the staff set out for us.
That's Derby defender Craig Forsyth. Now, while a win might be enough for Derby later, a victory for Hull would definitely be enough for them to clinch championship safety for another season. They were in the relegation zone back in December when Ruben Selles took over.
Yeah, listen, when the season starts, there is teams that are going to fight for different things. You obviously never want to be a team that is fighting for what we are fighting right now, but it is what it is. And then those games happen here and any other competition, and it's the atmosphere and everything is a little bit more intense, emotional. But it's still a game of football that we need to be sure that we are prepared for, and we need to read every action. So I think when you want to work in this environment and then want to compete for things, those are the games that you want, the games that mean something for you, for your players, for the club, and being ready to go to those moments is what makes the difference for you.
What do your team need to do particularly well against Derby on Saturday?
Well, I think the first thing we need to be is to be our true self, to be proactive, to make things happen, to be dynamic, to be intense, and to start the game from footed that we started against Preston and some other games, to have a clear identity and to try to limit their options to move forward, to create pressure in our goal with set pieces, crosses, etc.
What have you made of Derby under John Eustace? Because obviously a lot of people were surprised when he left Blackburn to go to Derby. Obviously lost his first game, but you couldn't really take too much because he'd only been in the door a few hours. A superb kind of reaction from them since, haven't they? What have you made of them?
I think we also know that it's difficult when you come to a team that didn't win for a while, and to make that turnaround it's always difficult. I think John did a very good job with Blackburn. It was in the playoffs when we played them last in Christmas, and arriving there, he just have found a way for the team to win football matches and be competitive, and that's a big credit for him. And yeah, our task now is just to reduce or make that target that they have to not happen, and create our own destiny by beating them.
What impact, if any, do you think the fact that Luton played before, and obviously if Luton were to lose, if Luton were to lose in the early kick-off, a point would be enough. Does that, and Derby would obviously be impacted as well, does that in any way, do you think, can change the atmosphere in the stadium, or messages from yourselves or the players or anything like that?
It's not going to change my message, whatever is the result in the other games. My message is going to be to go and try to win the game at any cost and in the way that we do things. So for me, it's not going to change, and I expect for almost nobody to change that, because we don't want to speculate. We don't want to just think about what is in the other result, or if 1 point is enough. I think it's a game for the 3 points, and if we win, we are secure, and we secure the club for next season in the championship. It's all that matters. If Luton wins, they will be exactly the same. If they lose, we will need to still to take the 3 points to try to put the things to close the things before the last game of the season.
That's the Hull boss, Ruben Selles. The penultimate weekend in the Championship looks like this. Stoke missed the chance to seal their safety last night, losing at home to Sheffield United. Luton Town host Coventry this lunchtime in a game that affects both ends of the table. Elsewhere at 3, there are must-win games for Cardiff against West Brom and for Plymouth away at Preston, who aren't safe yet either. Neither are Oxford. They host Sunderland, who will be looking to get some momentum ahead of the playoffs. Time to hear from John Eustace. Here's the Derby head coach on the big day ahead.
Yeah, great. We had a really good day on the grass today, so everyone's in a good place.
Had the highs and lows over Easter. How pleased were you with the reaction at West Brom on Monday?
Yeah, that's all we asked for from the group. Obviously, it was a disappointing result on Friday. I thought we were really good in the second half, good 45 minutes. Disappointing first half, but the way we reacted, a really tough place to go in the Hawthorns was really pleasing.
I wanted to ask about a couple of your goal scorers from Monday. Jerry Yates, firstly, got himself into double figures for the season, which is always a big milestone for a striker. How important is he for you, and I guess the way he sets the tone at the top of the pitch? Yeah,
he's been outstanding since we've come in. His work rate, his attitude has been second to none, and he really leads by example. And he's got another 2 huge games coming up, and he's got to continue doing that. But he's certainly been a top performer for me since I've been here.
And Ibu Adams on the score sheet as well, and you gave him the trophy as the Supporters Club Player of the Year last night. You've made him captain as well since you came in. Tell us what you see in Ibu.
I love his endeavour. I love his heart. I love his attitude. He's a great player at this level, and I think he's really led by example. He's been a top performer.
On to Saturday then, and like you on Monday, Hull picked up a really important victory. What do you see in them?
They've spent a lot of money in January, brought a lot of good players in, and they've got a quality squad there. So they're going to be a really difficult opponent, but one we're really looking forward to challenging.
The away end sold out yet again. They know what's at stake and how important it is. What's your message to those supporters?
Just keep believing in what we're doing, and keep the faith. And we're so grateful of all the support home and away, and hopefully we can do them proud again over the next couple of games.
Any major updates on the squad?
No, not at the moment. No, everyone who's available is available. There was no injuries from over the weekend, so that's pleasing.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That's Derby boss John Eustace, and this has been the build-up. RamsTV takes you to the MKM Stadium this afternoon for Hull City against Derby County. It's available to watch everywhere outside the UK, so get your Game Pass now at dcfc.co.uk. Matchday Live will be with you from 2:30. We'll have Sean Barker, the former Rams captain, alongside in the studio. Until then, goodbye.